Last time on Almost Heroes.
Episode 16, Fly By Night.
The party had finally headed out of Tin Town with the caravan of Underdark refugees headed to Whitport.
Oh.
Going from Whitport, we came across some massive trees in the old campsite that we had previously been at, where we fought some of the soldiers from the Tattered Lord. They discovered a druid named Floating Leaf has grown the trees to enormous size to cleanse the area of necromantic energy. Floating Leaf also used her powers to transform the trees into a natural treehouse community to house the refugees in Rad Ewok Village. We continued on to Whitport to find out what information Cedric, who was the halfling mayor of Whitport, had uncovered on the red hand symbol that we've been encountering. And we also encountered soldiers on the road transporting a red-haired dwarven prisoner from the Northern Rebellion. And through some glorious acts of cunning and guile, convinced the soldiers to turn the prisoner over to us. We eventually found our way to Whitport, along with the rebel prisoner, to discuss with Cedric what has happened.
Yeah, so with that, we can go into episode 17, Mind's Eye. We can pick right up in Cedric's little tiny kind of like small manor. So it's like a kind of like it's almost like you've scaled down a large manor, but it's still very ornate and exceedingly clean. You know, kind of like Cedric himself, who was when you first met him, was a very fancy lad wearing like very nice like crushed blue velvet suit. I'm gonna say today he's wearing like a mauve or a maroon, kind of the same like quality though. Lots of gold.
It's branched out
accents
from the blue.
Yeah. He's got some closet space. But it's the house is kind of like all scaled down with the like plush furniture, but it's all kind of almost like of a child size. And then there are carved wooden figures of Cedric's making, kind of all around the manor itself. And right now, currently, Rangrim and Glyn are in Cedric's library with him, which is his lore library, where he kind of collects lore of Sakal and of the realm. And then we have Cosmo sitting in the sitting room with the red-haired rebel prisoner currently. And we can pick up with Cedric, who is asking Rangrim, so what do you know about mind flayers?
Mind flayers? Well, most of the Dorgon know about mind flayers. I mean, they're the reason we live underground. The dwarves, the Durgar were just a clan of dwarves at one point who just kept digging deeper and deeper, so thinking that their treasure was just beyond the next rock. And eventually they found the treasure, and it was an elder brain. They was making them dig there. The mind flayers kind of made us slaves for a while, and that's twisted us into this handsome facade you see here, and were slaves for a very long time, and then eventually they gained their freedom through some help of some other dark god. But it was at that point when my family returned our worship to Mordrin and kept that in secret, and that's how my family originally regained our clerical powers. But
oh wow,
the mind flayers are nasty folk. He's like looking over at Glenn, and like, I seen one of them. It was because I don't think I ever told Glenn or Cosmo that the spectral figure was a mind flayer.
That's right.
You never told us about the spectral figure.
I think it got mentioned to Constable Hunter at one point.
I feel like Cosmo knew.
But I seen one. He was there behind all those Glenn, those the beasties, and the whole fiasco with the bombs and that bag you really wanted. And
yeah, that was a nice bag.
He was it seemed he was what's pulling the strings on him and making him do the things that he wants to happen.
Are you telling me that those giant bladed spider creatures were friendly this whole time and they just needed like the power of friendship to break that curse? I could have hugged them. That thing was trying to kill me the whole time.
I don't think that's what I'm saying at all.
Mixed messages, man. Well, these
See
mind
the
flayers
power
sound
of
like
heart.
real monsters. We need to get rid of this one singular mind flayer. Cedric, where were you going with all this?
I just needed to know kind of. I don't have as much of the background information on the mind flayers as someone actually lives in the Underdark and came up. The Dugar's histories are so closely tied to the mind flayers, and they kind of exist because of one another. The Dugar actually, when were created by the mind flayers, of course, as you just said, Rangrim, but then also when they gained too much power, they fought back against the mind flayers and destroyed a lot of their communities and actually caused them a lot of, and to have to shell up into these even smaller communities and go deeper. And that was the kind of the breaking of those two things. So like their histories are so closely tied. I just wanted to know. And with these symbols, these ones that look so close to the one you brought me, but not the same, they're all of other groups of mind flayers of different copses and origins of these different communities, but they're not the same. I can't find any histories of the one that you showed me, but these ones are close enough to know or to guess that these do have or like origins in the far realms, like the other mind flayers are. And like I said, the far realm is this realm that's far removed from our prime material plane, but it's anything that goes there is twisted and distorted and created into some sort of evil monstrosity. That's where the mind flayers come from. They could have been something else. That's where the gift come from. Whatever this is just my opinion, but whatever this thing is, I think it probably took the Sundering as an opportunity to seize some sort of control from the Underdark gods, the dead ones, and not the good ones, and seize some of that control and power for itself.
Is it so? You think this symbol's older,
I think it's newer.
newer?
It has origins, but since I can't find any histories of it, these ones in here are millennia old, thousands of years. It could have popped up anytime within there and just not been recorded. There's just so many of them. But with how few mind flayer communities are left, it seems to me that this thing is probably more recent than that, in that I do really think that it seems like a good opportunity. The Sundering seems like an opportunity for something that's powerful to try to get even more powerful. There was a large void left, as you know, Rangrim, that was left in the Underdarks communities within those. When all those gods died, chaos reigned, and chaos breeds more chaos.
This is just yet another example in which the gods have screwed us over. I want to say yet again, we need to. Is there a source for the Sundering? Do we know where exactly this might have taken place? Because that might be where they're holed up.
As far as I know, the Sundering, the events of the Sundering, as far as the historical tellings that are passed down through the whole Church of the Seven and all that, are that the Seven, the original heroes of that consisted of the group, the Seven, traveled to the plane of Ao and slew him in combat, slew the god, the over god Ao in combat. That's the short story of it. Fighting alongside many other gods, but there's different reasons for why they did it. Some say that they did it to usurp the gods and gain power themselves. Some say that they did it to save everyone. And there's no really way to know which one's true, but when Ao fell, so did all of his creations. And that's that's why they say the Sundering happened, was that when Ao was destroyed, all the other gods just ceased to be. And thus the seven rose to be the only deities we have.
That is quite a lot to chew. Are you
Yeah,
telling me that
it's some tough meat?
We're basically, I'm not gonna say Rangrim is basically about to go up against something that took all gods being destroyed in order to make it through to our world?
I don't know what he's doing this. I have
Who said I'm going to do anything?
I just pat Rangrim on the back of my man. I don't know what's going to be worse for you, me killing your daughter or you having to fight these god things, but this is going to be a tough few weeks for you, man.
I can never tell if you're joking or serious. Cedric, you know what? Never mind. You keep going there. You better dressed half elf. I mean, halfling.
he kind of raises himself up a little bit, like, oh,
Feeling,
I got confused to be a half elf.
feeling a little taller.
Yeah.
Feeling a little bit more towards 3/4.
Cedric, you mentioned the Church of the Seven and the tellings and the stories that they've passed down some history. I'm sure somewhere within that organization they might have some more information as to where we might be able to track down, or maybe even begin looking for these mind flayers you're talking about. Do you know where the nearest Church of the Seven is? Do you know any clergymen that we might be able to speak to?
I don't know any of them personally, but I know that some of the main chapels of that, and he goes over to the to his shelf of stuff, and he kind of pulls down like a book that it's and he kind of like flips through it to like a map, and he's like, it looks like they're spread all around, but the main one would be in the capital of Goldbreak, and there looks like there's another main one in Amber Falls, and seems like there's a small offshoot one in Drifton, but aside from that, there's just these small kind of a lot of them took refuge or utilized some of the old temples of the old gods and kind of repurposed them. So they've popped up all over the place since, and they are more common, but there are a lot of communities that still see the seven as usurpers and don't allow them in, even though it's the official, they are the official gods of the empire. But as you well know, but I think that you could probably go to a few places and find some if you're looking for someone who's going to represent the seven.
Well, Cedric, I truly appreciate it, and I'll divulge, I guess, this information to Cosmo. Just sitting in the other room, but before I head out and go accompany him, is there anything we can do to repay this kindness? Is there anything you need from us while we're traveling? Anything we can pick up for you, bring back for you? Maybe a different colored shirt. Seems like you've branched away from the blue. It's a nice touch.
And I appreciate it. I have very particular tastes, but I do appreciate it. There's actually one really important thing you can do for me. And come here.
Glenn leans down.
Stop bringing homeless people and prisoners into my house. I try so hard to keep it clean. Just stop. Just stop it.
What prisoners? That's Jasmo. It's Jasmo's cousin.
Then take him out of his irons.
You don't want to see him like that. It's a whole thing. Bad family reunions, things, and you don't want that.
A little too much to drink, and it's just a whole thing. We'll go ahead and use your house less as a prison location. One last check though. How's your new militia? How's the local guard treating you? Last time we went toe to toe with them, I think we all almost died. So how they been doing around town?
Oh, everything's been working out great. We actually we're in the process of building a kind of militia, kind of sheriff's facility to that all of them are going to be staying at. Leon and Bareth and Carol, they're all going to be staying there. We originally were building it as some sort of addition to just house more grains and things of that sort, but we've since you were here, we've kind of refocused it and are changing it into more of like a housing for them to stay at and be able to like do a quick response if things kind of break bad. But things have been really calm here. There hasn't really been any reason to do anything as of late. So it's it's great. I'm sure that if you go walking around, I'm sure you'll run into some of them. Leon and Bareth are always patrolling, and I know that Molly and James would love to see you. They actually took over. The butcher stand.
Yeah, we saw little James on our way into town, so we'll be sure to stop by and say hello.
I'm sure they can give you some provisions.
That is a good idea. I am personally famished, and I would go so far as to say exhausted.
Hopefully just 1 point, though.
Just 1 point of them.
Okay.
Rangrim, I'm going to go see if Cosmo and Jasmo have worked out their family feud. I'll leave you here with Cedric. Cedric's always good seeing you, and you do look a little taller today. I don't know what it is.
He does look taller, doesn't he?
It's weird. Is it an illusion? Is it the mauve? I'm not sure.
His hair is coiffed up pretty high, but you are absolutely making this halfling's day.
Before Glenn would come out, there would have been a conversation out in the front room before. So however you want to do that.
Converse away, my friend.
Well, I have to talk with the dwarf.
Oh, you have to talk to me. Okay, well, his mouth is covered.
Yes, this is me expressing that I didn't want to interrupt the conversation and allow that moment to happen.
Okay.
And so,
what would you commence?
Oh, okay. So
it's like we've done this before.
Right. Yeah. We're really good at splitting the party. It's really fun. Right. So this prisoner, what does he have around his, like, covering his mouth?
He just has like a piece of cloth that's tied.
Oh, okay.
Around his mouth.
So can I like pull it down?
Yeah.
Right. So I would just, he's sitting on a couch and we just, let me help you with that. He just drops it down. And he goes, can you roll a dexterity saving throw? Nat 20.
Oh, sick.
Ooh.
Okay.
I didn't know if that was a good or a bad one.
Yeah, I couldn't tell either. So you pull down his like kerchief around his mouth, and he goes in for a bite at your hand, and but you're able to snatch it away, and then he just starts laughing, fucking just like uproariously, just I almost had you, boy.
I slap him.
Fuck.
I hit him with the back.
All right. Fair. That's fair. Okay.
I was trying to be nice, do you a favor, and
yeah, no, I couldn't not do that though. Come on.
Well, you could have. It's, you just have.
Okay, fair again. Yeah, that was actually, he would be like holding his hand up like this, like that was a good hit, boy.
Right. Well, I was gonna ask you your name, but now I'm kind of divided here. But what's your name?
Well, my name's Vagnon the Red.
Vagnon the Red, right? Well, why are you here?
What? Well, let me tell you a story about a dwarf who got kidnapped by some soldiers, and then some other people came along and kidnapped him and took him here, and that's it. That's the end of my story.
Right. Well, we kind of saved you from those guards. We could have let them.
Still in irons. Not saved until I'm out of my irons.
Well, I never met your friend, so they said you was a prisoner. So you know.
He puts his hand out, his hands out together. He's like trying to shake your hand and goes, "Well, I'm Vognon the Red, Vognon Red Fury."
Well, Cosmo Stoneheart, and I have no key, so we'll have to cross that bridge when we can.
Well, fuck.
Well, let's work together. Let's play ball, and maybe I'll find you with some ironless hands. Then we
You have a pretty big pick on your back. I'll bet that thing would do the trick nicely. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna put it over this tiny little fucking chair over here. Just like I'm gonna put it over the arm. Just hit it. Just hit this thing right in the middle.
Well, he pulls it off of his back. He says, "Well, I could, but I kind of have some questions first."
Figures.
It's a trade, I suppose.
As you can tell, I'm by my beautiful smashed complexion. I'm pretty adverse to answering most questions. So we'll see how far you get.
Well, I'm not looking to inflict any pain. Mostly just trade for freedom, possibly.
Fair. Okay. What do you got for me?
Well, I mean, I just don't know who you are. I just wanted to. You're part of
My name is Vognon Red Fury. How many other ways do I have to tell you this?
Well, you know, you're pretty hostile, friend. I might keep you in those irons at this rate. But you're part of the. What do they call themselves? Up there, you're part of the revolution, or what is it? What is it called?
Roll a persuasion check.
Persuasion
or intimidation, whatever you want to do.
That's a 16.
Nope, never heard of them.
I didn't give you a name. I don't know what they're called either.
Yeah, whatever you're talking about, I don't know what they are that any. Shut up.
Well, you're kind of guilty, mate, because I didn't give you a name.
All right, me boy, I'm kind of tiring of this conversation a bit.
I could put the gag back on.
I'll fucking bite you.
At that point, Glenn walks in to "I'll fucking bite you."
Glenn
starts.
Glenn, he tried to bite me. Do you want to put the gag back on, or you could use the scimitar if you like?
I was
he just
saying,
turns to Glenn and goes,
I would say, hell, he can keep the teeth. I'll just take the tongue.
Right. Well, I was trying to play nice guy. He tried to bite me. I gave him one good strong backhand. Just to go on.
Your backhand's hurt.
Just to go along with the rest of the bruising there, and you know, I just was trying to get to know the fella.
I mean, did you offer him a drink?
Well, he tried to bite me, and then
Wait, hold on, me boy, I have something for you. Come here, come close.
Who?
Which of us?
To Cosmo.
I'm gonna stay right here. Go ahead.
Oh. Missed your opportunity, I guess.
Well, that's just rude, Cosmo. And Glenn leans an ear close to him.
That's a 15 to hit.
That does not hit.
Okay, he just goes for a headbutt.
When he does that,
Mike Tyson his ear.
Yeah, I was gonna bait him. When he does that, I pull one of my daggers and I just impale his shoulder, just
the
right
poison
to the
one?
shoulder. No, just a regular dagger. Just stab him right in the shoulder.
Okay. I'll be nice.
Well,
Okay, that's no fun. The game is no fun anymore.
Right. Well, because you're losing, but we was trying again.
Getting redder by the day.
You tried to bite me and you missed. You tried to headbutt me, friend, and you got stabbed. It's only going up from here, friend.
I
think it's going down if you're going to say that.
Well, the pain is going up.
We're the nice ones. You don't want to meet the third guy's about to walk in.
Right.
Rangrim enters the room.
The
Hearing
bed?
the commotion. I went to say bedroom and then realized
Rangrim enters the bed.
Rangrim?
And now the real fun starts, guys. So
When Rangrim
we're
enters,
gonna take our time on this bed conversation.
when Rangrim enters, Glenn quickly pulls the dagger out of the guy's shoulder and goes, "Oh, Constable Rangrim, so sorry, he was acting up. We I don't know what got a hold of me. I'm sorry."
Right.
And I like hit the guy in the arm. Like you better pay attention.
We get a good cop, bad cop, a good constable, bad constable thing going on right now.
Well,
Huh?
it is mostly mostly.
It's all bad, Constable. I heard all the things that was happening. You better answer my friend's questions, or else bad things are gonna happen. Heard you don't like the irons on your feet. Answer his question.
Well,
What was the question again?
I thought I asked you if you was a part of those fellas up north. We heard about some group, and I was just asking you the name.
They go by the Revivifists, I think is the.
Is
the
that
name
what
of
it is? Is that what it is? What did you say your name was, Red? We'll call you Red. I like it. I like that, Red.
It's Bogdan Red Fury.
No, we're gonna go. Your name is Red. Right.
All right, listen. Okay. Sounds like a reasonable offer to remove me shackles, but listen. Are you really a constable?
Wrong answer, and I'm gonna cast heat metal on the shackles.
Oh
on his feet.
no! Oh no! Oh, yeah. Roll damage.
40 damage to his feet.
This guy defo has stats.
He doesn't have feet.
No feet.
He's not gonna have hands either.
Oh shit.
I got his stats in front of me right now.
That's only 8. There's no plus to that, right? Yeah, it's just 2d8 fire damage.
Oh, do you want a dagger stab to the chest too?
Well, you stab him in the shoulder, but yeah, give me some dagger damage.
Would you say that he was engaged? Because that's sneak damage or not. I just need to know
yes,
how much.
He does
damage.
have a significant other, but I don't know if they're there yet.
He tried to attack you, and you responded.
Oh, that's true.
True. Yeah.
So that's 7 damage with the dagger.
Okay, so he's taking 15 damage. That's nothing to Piranaconda about. So,
I don't even know how you would Piranaconda.
Red.
Okay. Yes.
And I do
Revivists, yes,
drop
all that.
concentration on heat metal, so they're no longer hot on his feet. We now gonna answer his question.
Yes. Okay. Yes. I'm part of the Revivifists. Okay. Yes.
But
Yes.
oh, okay. Well, see how easy that was. I
Oh
tried.
yes, it was very easy.
I started
Just
with
a
the.
piece of cake.
Well, I tried to start it with the smile, and you did too. But here we are now. So, how long you been with the Revivifists, Red?
Been with them about 6 months.
Oh, what? Well, where's you grew up in Sakor here?
No, I grew up on a continent to the east. Came here a
What?
while back, years ago, 100 years ago or so.
What? Yeah, I came over here about 50 years ago with my father and my mother, and so I understand that. Did you come alone?
It might as well. It doesn't matter. But I found I went to the Revivifists because I can't fucking stand these goddamn usurper gods.
What? Oh, right. Okay. So you went to the Revivifists because they rejected the 7.
Rejected the 7 is one way of saying it, but
Well,
how much? No. How much do you know about the Revivifists?
right now I know the name. That's why I was asking. I knew that
Well,
there
that's
was
barely that, it seems, huh?
right.
We do know that their party member Vagnon is really good at catching daggers. So it's 2 things.
Right.
We know 2
Okay.
things
Yep.
about him.
Too good. He's good at. He catches daggers. He catches backhands. You know.
What do you want to share with us, Vagnon? What do you have for us?
Hold on.
What?
Cedric, so you hear Cedric yell from behind you. We had just talked about you. He's bleeding all over my chair.
Right. Well, then let's go outside then, shall we? We can take this outside.
God, that's gonna take forever to get out.
Well, I'll pick him up right here by his collar.
Why did it have to be the beige one? Ah.
Sorry, I didn't stab him. Glenn did.
That's true. That was me, Cedric. But I have to say, those shoes complement that jacket insanely well. And I just start dragging Bogdan out the door.
You've somehow come across Cedric's weakness, which he suddenly immediately is like, oh, he's wearing he's wearing like leather like shoes with a big gold buckle on them. Yeah, so he's just kind of sitting there, and you see him like go into the cabinet, and he's like scrubbing at the blood. And he's just like, God, as the door shuts behind you.
Sorry, Cedric.
One question: can I cast Mending?
Will it remove the blood?
To remove the blood.
I think Prestidigitation can do it.
I don't have
Well, let me check my cantrips real quick. I might have that. Not positive. And I certainly do not. Mending's all I got. So his carpet's like a little bit more plush, still covered in blood.
Yeah, you can mend Cedric's broken heart about his beige chair. Yeah, so you all are now outside next to. Did you name? Is it Kalogny? Is the donkey?
The donkey, yeah, Kalogny.
Kalogny.
Oh no.
Yes, you're outside on Cedric's little island with Kalogny.
Now I think my friend
Andrew
Cosmo here was asking you a question, Vagnon. Can you maybe share a little more information about you Revivifists and maybe be a little more kind to our friend here? He's trying his best.
But I was just, I came here just quite some time ago, and you've been here for 100 years on this side of the continent, and you've only been with the Revivifists for 6 months. What changed? I don't understand. Help me understand.
Well, I think this is the kind of conversation that. Whoop! I'm getting into my my fucking Antonio Banderas voice. I think me boy that this will be a conversation to have over ale. What do you say to that? We're having a good soldier, bad soldier kind of thing going on here.
Well, I didn't say. I mean, you're the bad soldier, or am I the bad soldier? Right now, you're the only one.
You're the bad soldier.
Right.
We're all the bad soldiers.
No, he's the bad soldier. The one that lit me on fire.
Grim's always
soldier.
already sitting on Kalogny's
Right.
back, like motioning to the. What was the name of the tavern in Whitport? The
Salty Scales.
Salty Scales. That's one.
Run by Jody the Dragonborn. The blue Dragonborn.
While Cosmo and Vagnon are like arguing, I'm tying a rope to the back of the cart and tying the rope to his chains on his feet, and it just starts dragging him.
Wait. No, don't do that. Don't do that. That's
all right.
Cart's already going.
Easy girl. And then
He doesn't go. Kalogny does not go fast.
It's true. He's actually barely a walking pace.
Well,
okay, so Ringrim just kind of yanks the rope quickly. Well, no, I couldn't do that. I'm actually on the donkey, not the cart.
I was gonna say you're walking him over some pretty narrow bridges right now, so unless you want a dwarven bobber on the end of a rope, or a dwarven fishing weight.
He's gonna be a bit more of a weight than a bob.
Yeah, I don't think dwarves are built for swimming very much, to be honest.
Sprinting though, they are
sprinting, natural sprinters, absolutely.
Watch your steps there, Vagnovs. You know, it wouldn't be the first person I drowned in these waters.
That's true.
That's eerily true.
Right. Well, the last guy didn't get to keep his head. Hopefully, you do better, Red. And I pick him up and I put him in the cart.
There we go.
There's nice. Let's go find us some ale, and let's on over to the tavern, eh?
Yeah. So you're able to pretty you don't really run into anyone. It's still like, I believe it's, so if you went through the night. So I would say that it's probably like early in the morning, like probably like 8 a.m., 9 a.m., something like that.
It's on brand for us. Glenn opens. Mage Hand opens the door. Do I see Jody?
Let me. Go ahead.
Yeah. So you see Jody. She's just now kind of setting up. There's still some like passed out people, like maybe one or two like of the regular Fisher folk patrons that she's kind of like shaking awake, and then like putting a pretty nasty looking like cup of something in front of them. That's probably some sort of like wake up juice, and you can smell like some sort of like cooked like bread or like a trencher or something that she's also like a soup or something that she's cooking this morning for like some sort of hearty breakfast. But yeah, she's just kind of setting everything up, picking chairs up off the ground. And oh man, I haven't seen you guys in a little bit. What's going on?
Jody, you beautiful son of a bitch. I need 2 of your strongest chafing nips, a glass of tea, and 3 ales for these ugly motherfuckers.
Oh yeah, no, right away, man. I've missed you guys. That chafe nips, that's right. I forgot about that. That's brandable right there.
Bring me 2. I'm ready for it.
Yeah, that's gonna be uncomfortable to wear shirts afterwards. I got them. Yeah, she goes behind the bar and she rustles y'all up some stuff. I'm gonna roll.
Roll for poison.
Pretty good. Those are pretty good. Yeah, those are some pretty good drinks that she picks you. Her hands are pretty big, so she's like kind of holding these. I believe they came in like almost like a tea glass last time, a little bit of a wider glass. So she brings 2 of those like a little bit smaller like ceramic mugs, and they're like a warm drink this time. She maybe like mixed it up a little bit, and it still like has the very like floral scent to it. And then she has 3 ales, and she's like, "Do you want me to carry these out for you? You need help?"
Oh, that would be amazing. I got my 3 drinks just for me. Got a mage hand, these 2 hands. Why don't you grab the ales? We'll just head out there. There is going to be a guy in chains. It's not as weird as it looks, but it's also us, so...
Hey, whatever, I don't judge. Whatever weird thing you get up to in the bedrooms, I'll totally up to you. It's fine.
No kink shame. I appreciate that about you, Jody. And I, like, open the door for her.
Yeah, she just goes out there and lets you set down the chafe nips, and then hands you the 3, and then goes back inside and so keeps setting up.
I throw her a gold coin.
It hits her in the back and falls to the ground.
I give her a forewarning that I will be throwing.
What the fuck?
Take your money.
Nah, I appreciate it. She catches it and goes inside. And you all are kind of sitting, I guess, just outside, kind of where the cart is on the map, just kind of out front of it with your new friend Vognon, your new very good friend.
Before I like set all the drinks down, set the ales down, I like hand the 2 to my dwarven buddies, and then I mage hand Vognon's ale in front of him. I'm like, don't you worry, bud. You don't need to worry about getting your hands dirty. I'll take care of this one for you. Like, you want to sip? And I like start to tilt it towards him with my mage hand, like right.
Do you do it at a good pace, or does it spill on him?
Good pace.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no, he's
I do it deftly, respectfully.
I can get used to this one.
Well,
that's a nifty trick. Can you teach me that?
We'll see how the rest of this conversation goes. See if you even need to learn any more tricks. I just take a sip of my chafing nips. Cosmo, you were saying?
Right. Well, I mean, so you've been part of the Revisionists now for about 6 months.
Revivifists.
Revivifists? What? Right. Rangrim, you're rubbing off on me, friend.
Revisionists.
What did I say?
Reventists. Just full of like
Revisionists?
like
Revivifists?
just foam from his ale.
Think
What did I rub?
revivify.
I didn't rub on nothing.
Well, yeah, I just can't remember this. Yeah, I don't remember his name. He's red now. And he's apparently whatever.
Vognon, right?
Vognon?
Oh God, Cosmo's bleeding out the ears. What's happening?
Well, that's it. So I mean, you were here for 100 years, and you say you've only been with them for 6 months. I want to understand.
Yeah. Well, they've been making some pretty impressive claims of late.
Well, like what?
There's a chance, and this is a chance,
What?
that they think they can bring the gods back.
Well, do you know anything about, like, is it a person, or like something that, or like an item that they think they can use? I mean, I
don't know.
I say this.
I don't know. I'm more of a protector. I was originally out here protecting a bard who was spreading the word of the Revivifists to bring more people to the rebellion, but I obviously lost him and ended up in the custody of those fucks over there.
Right. Well, so
Well, you're not very good at your job.
right. Well, we'll get to that. Your bard friend, did he escape? Don't tempt.
Yeah, he flips you a very sturdy but short finger.
Brigham takes a pretty big swig off of his tankard and just goes,
What would you say, Cosmo?
Well, what happened to your bard friend?
Well, we were camping just a little bit outside of town, in the woods, and he was supposed to show up. We were meant to come here and actually try to see if we could get some recruits here in the morning, but we got caught sometime about a night ago.
Right. Yeah. Well, it's very interesting to me if the Revivifists think that they can bring back. Did I do it? Oh, thank you. Thanks. Right. It's the ale. It's waking me up. It was haven't had anything yet this morning, and you know, my father he served Morden his whole life.
I mean, my family too.
As a paladin in Golden Grim before coming here after the Sundering.
Aye.
And so
It's
did
a familiar tale to me.
right to hear that there's a way possibly to bring him back. It's you know, it's a nod to me father who died a long time ago, but no matter.
Tell me, boy, did your father lose his powers?
Yeah, he did. But yes.
Well, about a couple lifetimes ago, I guess just seems like a much longer than 50 years, but I was also a cleric of Morden.
Hmm.
And, well, as you can see, 50 years have not been kind to me since then, without his blessings, and damn it, I wouldn't what I wouldn't give to bring that crusty bastard back to life.
Aye.
"Oh, there's something we can all agree on."
Kind of
He reaches over to cheers.
Yeah.
There you go.
like-
Bob.
he I guess his glass that's being held up by the mage hand clinks against it. I to be honest, I don't even know whether or not their claims are justified or not, but couldn't take the chance.
Right.
If there's an opportunity to help their cause, to help them bring them back, I had to help.
Well, it just seems, I mean, you know, I have much conflict within my own mind, but to give my life to something just based on a claim without any knowings of how or who or what could bring Morden back, you'd give your life for it?
It's not just Morden. It's all of them.
Right. Well, Morden, AO, all of them, and yet you have no idea, or I mean, I don't know if you're being truthful with me, as to how.
One thing I can tell you is it's a group of good folk. It's all people that are looking for something they've lost or trying to bring back something that they couldn't find. So
Right.
They're all broken and people that are hurting, and
Right.
we're not building some sort of evil rebellion to overtake the empire for power. We're just unsatisfied with our current options.
Of the 7.
Aye.
Aye.
So you said you came here with a bard friend, right?
Aye, yeah.
And you just camped right outside town?
Aye, yeah, the plan was to head in to Whitport today, actually. So it seems like I'm in the right place. Maybe he'll though I don't know, he's kind of an odd folk, as
Have
many
you,
of those
have you been
are.
traveling with him?
Yeah, we had to kind of sneak past going around the long way around the Quiet Lands and got in this way and came from the west down to the east, and we're making our way south.
Oh, that's very good, Cosmo. I'm sure you have some more questions for him. And Raningram's just going to very aggressively just sniff the back of his head.
Well, I'm not sure if I should ask me questions or give you guys a moment. But
he is in. You didn't even roll for an intimidation check. He is absolutely intimidated and scared right now. Like, hey, what's he doing back there?
well, he's got a nose. he's got a nose for things.
17 on intimidation.
Oh yeah. He is fucking you. Physical intimidation, physical damage of any kind hasn't really intimidated this guy very much. You sniffing the back of his head that closely, and what I can only imagine was like a 30-second scared the shit out of this guy.
That's some weird stuff right there.
Glenn's uncomfortable.
Well, yep. I guess I just don't I mean, how did you get in? I just don't understand. Obviously, I mean, I as a paladin of seek, we want Moradin to be back.
What do you mean you're a paladin? Are you
Well,
following one of the?
Well, I follow
those fucking usurpers.
I follow in the ways of my father for now, and my father served Moradin. And right, well, I mean, I can't. That's why I wear my father's armor in honor of him. But I want to say that I wish that he was back, but it's hard for me to even understand giving my life to a cause that I don't even know that there is any end.
I understand what you're saying, but I don't know. I know it's me job to try to bring people north to go talk to the Revivifists and to join our cause, but I think maybe it might be up to his best interest to at least give it a look, maybe talk to them.
But well, I'd be very intrigued to know on what terms they think that they can bring back Moradin and the other gods, obviously, but him being very close to me, heart, and me father. That just got a little bit unorganized there for a moment. That's just odd. But
I'm Glenn the High Elf. Oh.
I'll kill you.
you get.
Well, you said north, right?
I say who? I mean, what? Who?
I saw this bird once, and he said, "Follow your nose."
Well, let's say we do
Maybe
travel.
we can get more information of his friend Cosmo.
You say we should travel north. Where should we go? What do we look for?
100% using my action to follow the scent of his bard friend, as I should be able to visualize it.
Yes. Okay. Well, the main conflict's over by Winterhaven, but a lot of the Revivifists are holed up in Goshir.
Right, in Goshir, what's there?
A lot of fucking snow and ice that keeps the Empire at bay is what it is.
Right, yep, that makes sense. And is there a leader or who's somebody that we would speak to, like about joining? Like, what would that entail?
See, now you're getting to the meat of it. And where I don't really have any more answers for you. There is a leader, but for his own safety or her own safety or their own safety, I don't know them. I don't even know what they look like. I've never seen them.
Right, do they have a name that you know of?
I'm sure they do, but I don't know it.
There's no term that they refer to them by. You can't. We call them Blue.
Actually, this will be a fun little exercise for you boy to learn something. Come on, ask me who's the leader of the Revivifists.
Who is the leader of the Reviv?
I am the leader of the Revivifists.
Wrong answer. I cast heat metal again on this.
Oh no! Roll intimidation with advantage.
And damage.
With add damage.
The intimidation would be a 15. And wicked low damage. It's only 3. A 2 and a 1 on the D8s.
Okay. So for the smelling thing, real quick, you is there a range on that? I don't remember if following the scent.
And while wearing the sigil, I have advantage and ability checks that rely on smell. In addition, I can use an action to focus on a particular scent. When you do, you perceive that scent visually as a cloud of red vapor for up to 1 hour. Once it's been used, I can't use that again until the next dawn.
That's completely fine. You see a line that heads back out the way you came. That just goes like kind of appears on the ground, this red line.
Right. Well, you say you are the leader of the Revivifists, as if to say
I'm the leader of the Revivifists.
As if to say that all are the leader of the Revivifists, because you feel you all play a part.
If you were to ask any of the Revivifists whether or not they were the leader of the Revivifists,
they would
say they were.
Right. So in turn, one, it keeps whoever this person's identity safe, and two, if I'm being honest, it's a bit of a facade to sound like you're a part of something that you don't even know what or what. Well, you certainly know the why, but you certainly do not know the what as to you are giving your life to such a cause, other than just an idea.
Like I said, meeting all these people and all these creatures who are just looking to improve their odds in life or something they've lost. I can't imagine that many negative outcomes could come from that.
Well, so you don't even know what the positive outcome is. It could be under.
Well, the positive outcome is that the gods come back to life. The negative outcome is that they don't, and life continues as it is currently. But as you can see, it's not very good right now.
Well,
you mentioned you were recruiting people. If we wanted to join up, where would we go? What would be next steps?
So let me see. Well, I think that heading towards Winterhaven. Actually, I would probably bypass Winterhaven because that's where the Empire conflict is. But if you wanted to, feeling brave, head to Goshir. But it's no easy trek.
So what do we say when we get there? We say, hey, we want to join the Revivifists. Count me in, sign me up, or is there a code word?
Just you can say that Wagner and the Red sent you, and they believe it or not, they may know what you mean.
I think we have as good of a lead as we're ever going to get, boys. I think we part our ways with Vagnon and maybe find check in on our local friends before heading back to Tin Town and taking on some of those bounties. What do you guys think?
Tin Town.
But
All right, maybe we
y'all
hop
are
right over Tin Town.
Well, so
Oh,
are you
I
going
got something to follow here. So it comes back the way we came, but does it
It's-
direct us back to Tin Town as far as I'd be able to tell?
You can literally, you're following a physical, like just like a red smoke line that's literally heading straight down the path, straight out to the west side of this map currently, like literally straight through town, back out as far as you can see.
Back out where we came, we're going back in the same
100%.
direction.
100%.
So Cosmo Rangrim, and I with my mage hand, I put the ale down and put the gag back over his mouth. We kill him or we let him go?
Well,
Hold on.
I know which one I'm voting for.
You're gagged. You can't talk.
But let's talk about this for a minute. If we go back to Tin Town and we don't have him, the constable's gonna think something's a little strange.
right, there's something aloof.
So if we're going back to Tin Town, we probably should bring him. And just
True.
didn't give him to this guy. I mean, I know you don't. You're still chained up at this point.
Right, well, I mean,
Start to waterboard him with the mage hand. I just like slowly pour the beer onto the rag so he's choking.
Just casually gonna commit a war crime. One sec. Hold on.
There's no Geneva Convention in Sakal. Look over to Cosmo. Glenn says, Cosmo, you're our moral compass. What do we do?
well, I'm the moral compass.
Mine's
Raingrim's
the whole
Raingrim's the one.
cigarette arc.
I tried to walk us out of that situation. Raingrim's the one that wanted us to take him.
I
How
thought
about-
it was helping.
How about we flip a coin? And I pull out a gold coin. Heads, he lives.
thought you were
Tails,
gonna pull out the
Cosmo
one-
kills him.
I thought you were gonna pull out the like tattered
The talking
lord
one.
Yeah.
Tails, he dies.
Tails, Cosmo kills him.
Wait. No. I don't like those odds. I don't want to wish death on him.
Cosmo kills him.
But so he
I thought you were like
he
the-
makes
kind of like the executioner of the group. Like people need to die. That's kind of Cosmo's thing.
right. I turn and I look Red in the eyes, and I say here's what we're flipping for. Heads, we let him go. Tails, we turn him over to Constable Kev back.
Boring, but it works for me. And I flip the coin. And I'm actually going to roll the dice for it.
was like, but how are you gonna?
That is. Oh shit! How's this work? It's a 35, so I'd be Tails. So we're taking it back to Constable Chav. Lands Tails up, looked at Red and said, "Well, looks like the coin wasn't on your side today." And I just pick him up by the cuffs and then
Hold
start
on.
dragging him to the cart.
What did you flip it on?
I rolled a 100% dice.
No. Like what in RP wise? What did you do?
I flipped it up and then like onto the table.
Okay. He's gonna slam his things down onto the table and try to make it flip itself over to the other side.
Okay.
You rolled a 18 for I guess sleight of hand. I guess that would be, or strength.
Do you want me to roll the percentile dice again?
No. I mean, I think that he's just making a point, but that's
Well-
that's what.
No, fuck it, I'll do it. I'll give him a good odds. No, it did not go well for him. He got 12%. Yeah, no.
So
It
it
just
flips.
stays.
It flips on the table and it flips 100%, flips 360, and lands on the other side again, or on the same side.
Well-
Hell, Red, you got 0 for 2 on that one, champ.
Well, it's a good day's journey back to Tin Town. Or I don't know, I suppose you have a long road to change my mind. Right, well, Raingrim, take us on.
Rangarim hops right on Cologne. I'm like, onward go. And then that slow donkey trot.
Cool. Yeah. So you head out and you head over the bridge of your fight with Joseph and that whole fight with the were tigers, and you head across the bridge and you're following this red scent is still going that way. And as you're passing, like getting closer to the front gate, you actually see three figures. Two of which have their back to you, and they're kind of like they seem like they're kind of like stopping someone from coming in. And then you see a very big figure that's kind of standing by the gate that is very odd. It's clearly orcish in nature. They're very green skin, like just like very jade green. And then they're wearing just like the craziest purple bard costume you've ever seen, and have a huge pack on their back, and have they're kind of just like holding up a loot that is far too small for them. And they seem to be kind of like trying to come into the town. And then the two figures that have their back to you seem to be trying to stop that from happening. And you see, Rangrim, that that person is completely shrouded in red mist.
Guys, that's the thing. It's his friend, the board. When I smelled this guy, red. Right, that's your friend, right?
Pull the rag down.
Aye, that's Nybarg.
Well,
Nybarg, that's really rolls off the tongue. How far away are they?
You guys are probably about maybe 30 feet away.
well, why don't you? I'll stop the cart here, and I'll go see if what's going on and why they're not letting him in. What? Or should we just try and roll on by and see if he notices red here with?
I was gonna say I might be able to help him look a little different, and I take out the mask and I put it on him.
Oh, fuck. Cool. Okay, so it's going to be random. I actually found a random race generator for D&D. So just for a little backstory, the Mask of Many Faces that they kind of took from Regalia, it is, if worn by someone who's not attuned to it, it makes you completely random race and gender. They turn into a female halfling.
Perfect.
Well,
so Cosmo, go ahead and have whatever conversation you want, but you at least have a little bit of cover for now.
right. Well, then let's roll on by and see what's going on. Then, Miss, the old Cologne's not quite quick paced, so I don't imagine we'll get through it too fast.
No, yeah. So you're able to mosey, I think is a good adjective for that.
Good one.
Verb. I don't
Sure.
know. Yeah, sure. Grammar. That's why I make art with the words instead of on the papers. But anyway, so you get closer and you start picking up a conversation that is, now listen, I understand that you're trying to come into town, but we don't want any of the trouble you're bringing with you. You know, this is something that, we're trying to just stay out of all that. We don't want any of that. Just get on. I'm sorry. Yeah, you just you gotta make sure you just. We don't want any of that. And as you get closer, you see Leon, who is now wearing like kind of a cool like wide brimmed hat. And next to him, you see Bareth. And as you get a little bit, you see they're looking cleaner than you've ever seen them before. And so Leon's the half elf who was kind of the leader of the were tigers, and Bareth was your your were tiger buddy. That
He was
you,
nameless until we forced him to have a name.
It's true. True. And the only reason his name is Bareth is because I had said Gareth for Cedric's uncle. So there you go.
Right, so we kind of pull up to the cart or the conversation, and Cosmo would hop out and just say, Leon, what's going on here?
Oh man, well, it's great to see y'all. Yeah, we're just trying to handle a little bit of Whitport justice right here. Just trying to get this this fine gentleman here to please not come into town today.
But he'd look at the bar and just be like, what's your name?
My fine sir, my name is Nybarg.
What is Nabog?
You seem of a much kinder nature than them. Do you have any sway in this town?
Well, not really. Just some sway in me cart. We're on our way. If you wanna.
You probably should get some little bit better wheels then.
We don't, Cosmo. I just looked. We don't have any sway. I don't even know what that is, but it's not in the cart.
Well,
generally means a side to side wiggle.
Well, it's got.
There's plenty of sway in that. Then we got that in spades.
Wait, right. What you were confusing that word is speed. We have lots of sway, just not a lot of speed.
Cologne's as fast as
right,
I
she's a fancy. Right. Well, what did you say your name was? Nightingale? What was it?
No worries. It's Nybarg.
Nybarg. Right. Nybarg. Why don't you ride with us?
Well, you seem to be going quite the opposite direction that I'm hoping to go.
Well, my friend Leon here clearly doesn't want you in Whitport, and I'm offering you a free pass the other direction.
Fair, and I am on the lookout for a friend of mine, so yeah, sure, why not? Seems like I'll go with the winds of fate today.
Right, well then, hop in. That's Rain Grim at the wheel, or Brains, whatever. And then that's Glenn. And that's
this is Cologne. It's Donkey.
Right.
He's I'm not gonna make a song up, but he immediately kind of gets up on the cart, and it tilts pretty gnarly. Now it is leaning very hard to one side because he's a very large gentleman, and just starts plucking this very small lute and making up a little tune that has your guys' names in it.
With Mage Hand, I would be playing the off fret on every other note. So as he's strumming, he's just hitting the wrong fret or a half fret just to fuck with him.
Well, I was gonna give you bardic inspiration, but I'm not now.
Nope, fucking with him.
But yeah.
Right. Well, yep. This is Glenn, and this is Flora here, the halfling. Is it?
It's nice to meet you, my dear. Where are you from?
Flora doesn't talk much.
She's not.
Oh, shy, huh? Oh well. Hopefully we'll get a little better acquainted along the way.
No, she hates people, orcs especially. Come on, Cologne.
She's kind of a bitey racist. It's uncomfortable for everybody.
Oh, that is absolutely abhorrent. Why are you traveling with such a foul creature?
We're gonna drop her off to the nearest constable we find, but quick little trip. Cologne's got to stretch the old legs, and we'll get this taken care of, and we'll have a nice little town for you to maybe spread some more of your beautiful music, which you've been hitting maybe half the notes. I'd focus and maybe just pay more attention to the.
Is your mage hand invisible?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. By the way, what'd you call her? So
Flora.
Vognon is very much going and yeah, that's what's going on. But there's aside from just kind of scooting a little bit away from her, Nybarg doesn't seem to do anything about it. And so yeah, you guys are riding along as Nybarg is trying to tune his lute to not play so shittily and figure out what the fuck's going on.
Can I give the donkey guidance to make us go faster.
That's awesome.
Sure.
Sick.
Help us get there.
Like how fast is this gonna happen here?
I mean, just if the donkey has to make a skill check, it gets a D4.
For RP's sake.
For RP's sake, I'm just like, that's a good donkey, and I'm giving Kalogna in my head, it's a female donkey. I have no idea why, but Kalogna,
Yeah, sure.
the donkey.
So I just want to be clear. So what is the plan? You all are going back to Tin Town to turn Vagnon in, or do you have another plan in mind? Or are you just riding for the fucking hell of it right now?
Well,
I think the plan is to turn Vagnon in, and then we had a bunch of quests to go on next, but I don't know what.
So basically, I mean, we were looking for the bard, found the bard a little faster than we
expected. Yep.
A little faster than we expected, if I'm being completely honest.
Hey, life is a mystery.
Follow your nose.
So as we're hoofing
Heard
along
the guidance
to Tin
for the
Town,
donkey, so important things.
donkey
Yeah.
guidance.
Yeah, it's fine. I'll say that it goes probably 50% faster because of that.
Glenn looks at Nebarks. So, traveling bards, pretty common around here. Why wouldn't they let you into Whitport? What was the whole issue with that? Seems like a pretty common thing to have a nice little bard strumming some tunes in a bar.
That's exactly my point. I didn't think there'd be any problem. They seem to have some conflict with my content. Unfortunately, as you see, I am actually singing for the North. It's the freedom of the tyranny from the Seven Gods, and many people don't seem to find that to be particularly appetizing.
You one of them Revivifists?
Maybe.
Insight check. It's a 15.
Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, he rolled a 6. So.
But you might want to be a little bit more honest. So, go ahead, continue.
Yes. I may be trying to bring a little bit of attention to the Revivifists, but I mean,
Right.
we're all a part of it.
Right. Well, the Revivifists, right? So they believe in what they don't like the new 7, right? I'm a bit new to this. I'm today years old about the Revivifists, as you know.
It does seem like they've been getting a little bit more attention as of late, but they've been around for quite some time. I've been helping swell their ranks for several years now.
Right, yeah, right. So sometime likely after the Sundering, if I understand it correctly. And this is just what I've heard, that they have some mysterious way to bring back Moradin and the other god. Is that true?
That is the plan.
Insight check. I rolled a 10.
Okay. Yeah, you don't really pick anything up. You believe that what he's saying is true.
Well, I mean, I don't know. How do they intend to do such a wild and crazy thing?
I think that if you were going to be getting a little bit more information, it probably should be from going up there and speaking to the group in person, but it's not really my place. I'm just a humble bard trying to turn some attention in the right direction. But if you were to go up there and you were to say that Nybark had sent you, then I'm sure that you would find the information you're looking for.
Well, obviously, without going into me backstory, we would be to Tin Town and back, but
Oh, you're from Tin Town. I heard, but I haven't been.
yep, I moved here from New Order when I was a wee lad, and but you know, the idea of somebody being able to bring back the old gods is very insightful, and I just don't understand how and why I would give me life to something that makes such a large claim with no idea how. Like, if they were going to, why don't they? What do they seek? What do they need if they don't, you know what I mean? I don't understand.
Listen, I understand it's a big claim. It's large, it's huge, it's the biggest thing that could possibly be, but they believe the gods aren't dead, actually. They believe that there's a way, there's some way that they were tied to Ao, and that unmaking was not as much of an unmaking as it was understood to be. They believe that there's a way to, like I said, I don't know that much, but there's claims, and there's a plan that is being slowly and meticulously carried out. And as we gain power and as more people join the Revivifists, it becomes easier to kind of accomplish. But the plan is that God's not as dead as we thought. And if we can bring back that which removed them from us, that connection, that tether, then hopefully they can return to us.
Alright. Well, say we travel north to, where is it?
Goshear would be where I
right.
would head. It is,
Goshear.
I'm not gonna lie to you, it's pretty tricky traveling, but if you're able to make it there, and you will be met with open arms. They're kind people that are up there, people that just want to make this a better world, people that lost a lot.
Right, so Goshear, I've never, obviously, Whitport is since reaching Sokol, this is the farthest I've traveled. And is Goshear, is it like a underground there, or is it much more free? Like, how would I know I'm in the right place and I don't end up in, like, at Irons trying to walk around looking to try and join the Revivifist?
Goshear is a little bit tricky to find, but I think you'll be able to find your way. It's just look for the biggest and most impressive glacier in that region. Just a giant hunk of ice, and at the base of it you'll find Goshear.
Well, that sounds a lot like that red fellow that we met was telling us about back in Whitport. Remember that, boys?
But yep, I remember Red. Yeah, I remember him.
Yeah, I remember him too. You ever hear of anyone named Red?
Red? Well, I don't think that was his name. That was because he had a weird name and I couldn't say it.
Vagabond.
He was a vagabond? Vagabond?
Short guy,
Well, he's a dwarf.
red hair.
Red, yep. He was a spicy attitude.
Spice is a good word for it.
What?
He's it's curious. That we were only separated. That was actually the companion I was traveling with. We were only separated less than a day ago. So don't know how he could have made it over to Tin Town. That seems a little bit.
That's weird.
We were.
Nah, he was over in Whitport. We just had a beer with him at the Salty Scales. Is that who you were going to meet? They let him in. He just probably kept his mouth shut about the whole Revivivist thing.
But
Oh yeah, if that's the case, we should maybe you all could go in and I can hide underneath something in the cart and we can get right into town.
Well, I know you're new to this traveling group, but it's one thing that Rangram always says about Kalogny is once she gets going, she ain't stopping. She's got no rear view, only forward. So
Runaway train never coming back. I get it. I totally get it.
We can slow down and let you off now. And,
All we're here on a one-way track.
great.
but well, or you can just
I kill the DM.
Or
Oh,
you
God,
can
that's
tuck.
it.
You
and
can.
that's the end of the Almost Heroes.
You can tuck and roll if you feel in it. We can just.
Could let you out now, and you could cover the half day's travel back on foot. But otherwise, we're going to Tin Town, and you can maybe catch the next carriage on the way back.
All right. Well, I guess, like I said, winds of fate and all that. So, since you're from Tin Town, how available to new ideas does it seem like that town is?
Well,
Not
we just
very.
yeah, we just kind of brought down its whole economy.
I wouldn't say that. It was more just the meat butcher block, and
No, that was Whitport. Whitport was that. No, we hurt their economy. We destroyed Tin Town's economy.
right. No, I didn't destroy Tin Towns. The whatever those beasts coming out of the Underdark were destroying Tin Town.
That's true. Well, okay.
Sounds
There's
like
a
you
lot
all
going
have-
on in Tin Town.
Yeah, it sounds like you all have been quite busy on the probably the low end of the spectrum there, of as far
Right.
as people's approval. So
Right.
I can't imagine that you do pull much weight in Tin Town.
Well, I mean,
He
I
technically owns it.
but that's me.
You own a town that you destroyed its own economy?
I did, like I said, I didn't destroy it. There was monsters, huge ones, coming out of the Underdark. We were
Like
fighting them.
this big?
No, like bigger than the horse. These trees,
Just
but it was huge. It was pretty big. But
Well, Nabarg, you've been, I want to say, honest with us, so I guess we kind of owe you that same respect. And I reach over and I pull the mask off Flora, revealing Red. And it goes, we lied a little bit about the
a little bit. That's quite a big lie.
we lied a little bit maybe about the name, but he is pretty bitey. I mean, be careful when you
Well,
remove the.
yeah, he might reach out and try and bite you like he did me. All we did was save him from those guards, and he tried to bite me.
I think we ran into a nasty case of miscommunication, but we'll. You guys aren't here to hurt anybody. You guys are here just to spread a message, and we don't have any more answers than you guys do. So, and I like cut the bandage off his face, the gag, and then I start to pick at the locks on his hands.
Oh, dope.
And
He starts cussing at you immediately as soon as that thing comes off, and then he stops because you're picking with his locks.
I got a 20 to pick the lock.
Red.
Oh,
No, sorry, 15. 15 to pick the lock.
yeah. So I'll say that they're pretty simplistic locks, and so you're able to, with a little bit of effort, because he's kind of moving around, you're able to pick all 4 locks that are on these things. And so he does the thing that everyone does, and goes like, "I stings, especially because of this. Whoever the fuck lit these things on fire when I was wearing them."
That was me.
I
It was me.
That was a
It's
good
the
one.
The one on the donkey. Yeah.
I used to have powers like that back in the day. What false god do you pray to?
It's the one you probably haven't heard about him. He's new in this scene.
Well, fuck him then, huh?
Yeah, fuck him indeed.
And no more powers.
For anyone listening on the podcast later, Rangrim just looked down immediately as if he was trying to avoid eye contact. But yeah, so well, since the seems like the gang is all here now, seems like maybe we don't need to go to Tin Town.
Yeah, I'd recommend that you guys don't, because there's an angry elf looking for our red friend here. And I don't think if you guys make it into town, you'll be getting out of town. So if I were to give any type of suggestions, I would say head north, and if you do keep going east, stay away from the giant trees.
Or, I have another proposition for you. You seem curious about the Revivifists and what we we're trying to offer, and as you were able to, I've already seen some pretty impressive things from the three of you. Why don't you just accompany us? We can head north together.
Well, I'll be completely honest. I don't have a real reason not to. Fellas, what do you guys have in mind? I know Cosmo had a little bit of work he needed to tidy up back in town before we truly part ways.
Oh, that sounds a lot better than my idea going back to Tin Town, where I had this big ass orc kick my ass, so it didn't look as sketchy that we didn't show up with a prisoner.
Right.
Smart idea. Smart idea.
Well, I did need to check back in.
I'm sure whatever's there can wait. You can always send a letter.
I don't think so.
Persuasion. Oh, it's a nat 1. That was a shitty persuasion.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
And nat 1 persuasion is
just
whenever you get in a
send
fight and you tell the other person to chill. That's a nat 1.
100%. It just makes them matter.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know why you just said that, but don't.
No, I mean it was not like he was trying to Jedi mind trick you. He was just saying that you could just send a letter and you don't have to go back to town.
Well, I do, actually. I do. So, you're welcome to accompany us, I suppose, on a cart. But, we do need to.
Well, strange. I thought that there were 3 people here, and 2 of them said that they kind of wanted to go north. It's odd. It's, unless, it's been a while since I was in class, so it's, I can count again.
That's fine. They can do whatever they so please. They're humans amongst
The
themselves.
ultimate party split.
Yes, like towns. Let's put miles between us.
I don't think that at this point, Mr. Nightingale, this is not a decision that'll be made in your company.
Hey, you've been hanging out with me for too long. Glenn, give that dwarf the mask again. And hey, orc guy, I need you to kick the shit out of me real quick. I'll be fine.
It's this weird thing that he does. It's actually okay. It'll actually make you feel a lot better there, Nightbark.
It's gonna make us going back there a lot easier, I think. Or who cares?
I'm not gonna lie. I've made money doing some pretty suspect things in the past. But my dear sir, I am not gonna be beating the shit out of you today.
Well, just bloody me up. Couple blows to the face. That's all I need. Just.
You know what?
Pretty.
You know what? I know someone who probably would really enjoy that. And he kind of just steps to the side, and Red is already throwing a fist and hits you right in the fucking face.
Yep.
So it's only a 15. So he also, I think he misses.
That would absolutely miss my AC, but I'm also not in any way trying to avoid it.
He can choose to take the hit.
Okay,
I'm just
yes.
yep, I didn't want him to be the one to do it, but I'm just kind of taking it on the chin.
So unarmed combat, is it just a D1 plus something?
It's a D4 plus strength modifier.
Okay.
Yep.
That's a nice healthy 6 damage.
That's it. Yep.
It's a black eye at least.
Yeah, so he gets you right in the I guess you're wearing the monocle because it's daytime now. He hits you right in the monocle, and it just kind of digs deep into your face, like when you get hit in the glasses, and it just immediately is just whoop, and swells up, and your monocle's kind of sticking out a little bit now. It's a nice shiner.
One more, right there.
We got to make it look good. If they even remotely think that we didn't put up a fight, we're all going to be in trouble.
He goes, you're making this too easy on me. And he grabs the front of your shirt and just fucking headbutts you right in the mouth. And that's going to be another 5 damage.
Ouch. That's like a lot of damage that I just took on purpose.
As we're, guessing we're getting close to Tin Town again.
No, you're not anywhere near it. If you like, you would have to sleep if along the way if you were going to do that, and they want to get off. So I kind of paused it. You guys were maybe a fourth of the way to on your journey by the time this paused. In my eyes, anyway.
Okay.
I mean, you're not stopped. It just we aren't fast traveling at this point. You're having a conversation. You're in real time.
Okay.
Because they want to get off and leave, but if you guys aren't going with them,
Oh, they're heading north. They're not going with us to Tin Town. So
no.
Random just guy's ass kicked for no reason. Tight.
Oh no, I want to get my ass kicked. So when we show up without a prisoner that I said I took,
Gotcha.
Yeah. If you don't mind adding a little bit of time to your journey, if we just there's some nice camping spots. If we just go a little bit north into the quiet lands, there's plenty of great places to spend the night. Seems like we're gonna be camping out anyway, so maybe a night to think it over before deciding to head back. What do you think? Spend some time, some good company. I can play some songs. Red will stop punching you, and maybe we can all make some new friends.
Inside check.
Definitely an insight check.
Sure.
also insight check.
Well, I hope you guys roll better than I did because I got a big old 1.
I have a 17.
Mine's a 9.
Yeah, I mean, he seems like this guy is a fucking salesman, and like he is just trying to get more time with you all. Like, absolutely. Like, he doesn't seem like he's malicious in his intent in any way, shape, or form. He is a performer and a salesman, and he's absolutely just trying to get more time, more face time with you all before you guys part ways to see if he can try to convince you. He feels like he's close, and he's just trying to get you the rest of the way.
Well, I think it sounds like a great idea. I'm personally exhausted and would love to get whatever the hell my people call sleep. So let's find a nice little shady camp spot and set up. Ibar, you want to, I guess, lead the way?
Yeah, actually, if we want to just, and he kind of like directs, gives you a little bit of direction, and maybe another hour into the Quiet Lands. And the Quiet Lands is like an area that you haven't really been into much. It's not very forested. It's more like rolling hills, and then these like pretty big boulders, and these other like kind of like there's just like these hillocks. Think very much like not Shire like, but that esque of like these big kind of very round hills that kind of skew the view like sometimes, but it's not like extremely. It's also extremely flat in some areas, so it's hilly and rocks and then flat. But the area you're in is like this area that like this hill kind of comes up and stops, and then it makes for this nice kind of covering underneath it, and then there's this like big stone that's kind of like crossing over that as well, and so it makes this nice like kind of covered cave underneath it. It's not really a cave. It doesn't go deep in. It's just kind of like an alcove, and you can see that it's blackened on the other side from like people having fires, and there's a pretty big fire pit that's actually down below. And so, and obviously it's not lit. It seems like it's well used. This is a common camping spot for people that are traveling through, but it's well enough off the road and skewed enough by the hills that it's not visible from the road. And you're probably like a good half hour off of the actual main road, from between Tin Town and Whitport. You like it, so it's daytime right now. It's not that late. It's probably like maybe actually, you know what? No, it would probably be like midday. So you kind of are like, you don't see anything, but that doesn't mean you're any less terrified. You're like, this is not a good vantage point. You're like low, like kind of like there's lots of high ground around you. You don't feel good about it. You're like, she could be fucking anywhere. This is fucking bullshit.
So like as Glenn's kind of like nervously looking around, he like, come here, lean in. He like leans in over to Nybarg and goes, she's everywhere. And it just leans back. Who's everywhere? And he like pulls on his ears, like, you get it now.
I am not. I think that you all would be a wonderful addition to the Revivifists if you do decide to make the journey with us. I like your just antics. Let's use that term.
find some coin for it in me, and I'll be interested in tagging along. Always looking to make a couple bucks.
Oh, there's no that's not in short supply up in the north. Plenty to go around. It's a community, but I think that it seems like my friend here has had quite a long day. I'm happy to. It seems like you all have as well. I'm happy to keep watch, and I rested well last night after seeing that I was by myself. I kind of holed up and got rest, but it seems like Vagnon here has had a little bit of a rough night. Seems like you all have as well. So I'm happy to keep watch.
He got himself stabbed. It was unfortunate. I see.
He had a bad one.
Just need a little bit of downtime, rest my eyes, if you will. I appreciate it, and I stand up and start walking over to the cart, and I situate myself in the cart, like cross-legged with just my double-bladed scimitar across my chest, like in case anything moves. I'm also putting Poe just circling constantly over me.
Nice. He just kind of takes a pot that he has like had over the fire and kind of like holds it out to Rangrim and Cosmo. It's just like this kind of seared like cured meats and like some kind of toasted bread now that's in there. It's like kind of soaked up some of the meat juices, and he's like, help yourself.
Rangrim takes one and walks right over to Red and just puts his hand on his shoulder, casts Cure Wounds on him, who's like, that is a good headbutt, eats the bread, and then he falls asleep on the back of the donkey.
Cool. Yeah, Red definitely appreciate that. He was looking pretty fucking rough. His shoulder, he's like, it heals up and he's not as bloody now. Well, I guess his shirt would still be as bloody, but
he's not leaking.
Yeah. Cosmo, what are you doing?
Cosmo is headed, he kind of lays there in his, I don't know, sleeping pad, whatever it is. It's a pretty restless night for him. I think he's feeling really, there's a lot of like grind. He had never really understood what the Revivifists stand for, and now there's a lot of like confliction there where like, he knows that he has power for some reason. He doesn't know why. But the very idea that Moradin, the god that his father served as a paladin, could somehow come back, but he just doesn't understand why. And nobody has an answer for him. At least so far, nobody could tell him why or how or through who. And they're just they seem to be wandering around blind, sharing a story that nobody knows why or how, other than it's just an idea.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's a pretty restless night for him. I don't think he doesn't sleep much. Okay.
Take your point of exhaustion. I'm kidding. No, I think that's fine. No, so I'll say this. The little sleep you do have, you feel your mind being pulled back to your father's journal and some of the writings in there describing the halls of Golden Grim, and just traveling through it, and you can just you feel like you're there, and you feel very connected to that place, and that's just kind of where your head's going, is just you're being pulled, and you're it's almost like you're walking down these corridors in Golden Grim, and you're looking for this the right door, and you're looking for this answer, and you don't find it, and you're kind of I think that's how your restless night manifests, is just this search without answers, and you're just frantically running through these corridors, these golden corridors in this ancient dwarven city, and not finding where you're trying to go, and that's kind of where you're at. But so at this point, all the characters are asleep. You're all doing your thing, and as an audience, though, this is what you see. We see somewhere in a dark, damp place, we see a sudden light as a giant eye that's orange and green opens up and just glares into the darkness of this damp place. And we just hear the words, these deep, guttural words, just say,
begin.
And And that's where we're going to end our episode tonight.
That's not good. How about end? How about wait?
How about crap?